In the still of the night, I think of you.
The sun was fading when she came out. She knew it would soon set, and she thought it would be lovely to watch the sunset by the waterfalls, but stopped. She never wanted to see that waterfalls again. How could something so beautiful hold her saddest memory yet? So she decided to walk randomly. She walked until suddenly she found herself at a rocky area near the barbed wire fence. She looked at the thick virgin forest and felt some kind of innate fear and was about to turn back when she heard some giggling. She saw two children playing and they ran to her smiling. Iyawo? Her name is not Iyawo, the girl cautioned the boy. That's what everybody called her this morning. The girl turned to Star with a smile. You are Mr. Stanley's wife? Star did not know how to answer with all that was going on, but she decided not to confuse the children. I am? What's your name? Somadina, but you can call me Summer. What does your name mean? Star smiled. Let me not be alone. She saw the children smirk. Then the meaning of her name dawned on her. Somadina was mostly given to first daughter or son by parents in silent prayer for more children. How ironic, because she was an only child and alone almost all her adult life, waiting for one man's love for 17 years. The troublemakers are coming this way. She heard the fears in the children's voices and looked up. She saw Tinu and about 4 girls approaching them. Troublemakers? But before the children could answer, the girls were upon them. What are you kids doing here? Talking with Mr. Stanley's wife? Tinu scoffed. Mr. Stanley has no wife? He does. Everyone called her Iyawo, and we saw it on the phone. And Mr. Stanley told my mom she's his wife. Leave here now, or I'll report to my mom the rumors you and your mom are spreading. We're no longer afraid of you. Mr. Stanley is not going to marry you. Summer took all this in and decided to leave. Come on, kids, let us leave. Not you. I have a few things to say to you. Summer smiled. This was one for the books. These silly girls actually thought she could bully her. Okay, but I have to make dinner for my husband. Why not come see me later today, Tinu? I am sure we'd have a good time getting to know each other. These children need to go home and I have a man to feed. What children? Summer noticed then that the children had run off, and she knew a moment of panic. Behind her was a thick forest, and in front of her were 4 girls staring at her dangerously. I made enough delicious foods for him. Did you throw them out? You don't know him, what he likes. He doesn't like the types of food you brought. I told you I saw her buying stuff to make oha soup for him. I would love to stay and chat, but I have to leave. She stepped forward, but they blocked her. I told you I have stuff to say to you. You Igbo girls always look down on us Yorubas. You say we are dirty and hardly eat food from us. If an average Yoruba man asked you out, you would turn him down. But once you see a rich one like Mr. Stanley, you forget all you hate about us and seduce him. I will not let you deceive him. Do you think Mr. Stanley will thank you, love you, marry you for disrespecting the woman he loves? What love? We saw him shout at you at the waterfalls. He said he does not want you here. You are shamelessly clinging to him. There is only one way to find out what you will do, right? They began to back her up towards the barbed wire. Star was filled suddenly with unimaginable fear. If they succeeded in chasing her into the thick forest, she could really get hurt, and it would be dark soon. She could not finish the thoughts. One of the girls ran back to the fence and dragged open a portion previously cut. She tried to push past them but was pushed back instead and she fell. They decided to drag her since she would not budge. She slapped the first one to come on to her. That seemed to anger them more. Tonight will be your last day on earth. The children saw you. They would tell Mr. Stanley. He would be livid. You are creating a big problem for yourself and your mother. Those children would say what? They only challenged me because they thought Mr. Stanley wouldn't marry me. But once you are out of the picture, they will go back to being what they have always been, loyal dogs. They were almost at the fence and Summer struggled so hard to run away. but she was no match for the 4 girls. Just as she was about to give up, she heard a voice. "What is going on here?" Someone was relieved to hear another woman's voice. It turned out to be the woman selling akara and some other women with the 2 children she thought had left, but apparently they went to call for help. "Nothing? What are you trying to do to Mr. Stanley's wife?" "Like I said, nothing. My mom will be hearing of this." Tuni left with her cohorts. Thank God the reign of terror is finally over. Your marriage to Mr. Stanley has saved us from their wickedness. The women began to lead her back. "Pẹ̀lẹ́ ìyàwó, this time they have gone too far. We have all decided to complain to Mr. Stanley." "Why did you keep quiet about their viciousness for so long?" "The rumor was that Tinu is his wife, and no one wanted to offend them." Start talking all this, hoping that somehow she and Stanley would work things out, and that she could get the chance to visit again and do something about Tinu. Stanley sat beside him as he drove him back. The helicopter inspection did not hold much excitement as he would have held if she had come along. He would have enjoyed pointing out the beautiful tourist attraction the paradise could boast of. Yes, he was very impressed with the progress made in the last 6 months. He was very proud of this particular paradise with its rich history. All this he wanted to share with her, and he felt really sad that he could not. He could not believe that just a few weeks ago, his biggest problem was avoiding Betty. Now it seemed as if he had an addiction he could not fight. He was addicted to her. As much as he was angry with her, as much as he would want to leave and forget about her and all the challenges that came with her, he could not wait for Dele to get him back to the castle so he could set his eyes on her. Would this be love? He wasn't sure. He had never been in love before, so he did not know how that particular emotion felt. Could love be stronger than what he currently felt for her? Yes, his life had gotten messier since the drunken kiss. She was always on his mind. He always wanted to be with her. He enjoyed their banter so much. He reveled in kissing and touching her. If that was not love, then what was it, he sighed. "We are here, Stanley," Dele caught into his thoughts. "Thanks, man," he said and came down from the car. With all the confusion he was feeling, but with determined footsteps, he went to find her. He opened the door and came into the house, and suddenly he became very afraid at the silence that greeted him. He could feel her absence, and his heart stopped at the ache he felt knowing she might have left him. With determined footsteps, he raced upstairs. He entered the room and was greeted by the same silence. He threw open the closet and to his relief found her dress, the white one he was so much in love with, and he began to feel human again. But that feeling was short-lived as the thought that she could have left without the dress began to dawn on him. He got up and checked the bathroom, the balcony. When he did not find her, he left the room. He was becoming agitated again. Where was she? He asked himself as he climbed down the stairs with a mind filled with dread. He opened the door and checked the last place he knew she could be. What exactly would she be doing in the kitchen, he thought. Cooking for him would be the last thing on her mind, unless she was planning on poisoning him, he thought with a bit of humor in his dread. He opened the door and found her there, standing quietly, beautifully and elegantly. She was a surreal vision, wearing that sexy as-seen bomb shorts and the tight top clung to her furry body. He did not know a woman could look so tempting just dishing food. Finally, he let out the breath he did not know he was holding. At first, he was content to just watch her dishing food on the island as relief seeped into his spine. She looked up at him finally and proceeded to ignore him. The powerful feeling invoked by just watching her broken, he took his first steps into the kitchen. "I assume that is safe for me to eat?" He made an attempt on humor. She looked up and ignored him still. He heaved a sigh and walked into the kitchen. "I did not mean it the way it came out." She turned her back to him and walked over to the cupboards, standing on tiptoe trying to reach for a dish. He walked up to her, held her shoulders and turned her around to face him. "I see my punishment is silence. I did not mean to insult you." "Yes, you did. So am I. I know everyone thinks I go through men like wildfire. I guess I put myself in that position to be judged." But did you stop to think for the tiniest moment that maybe I wasn't intimate with all of them or with any of them? But it didn't matter to you if I had one love or several. As long as I wasn't a virgin, I had no right to ask for more from another man. He was quiet for a time. I am sorry. I never meant to hurt you. I was frustrated at the time, a bit confused and very shallow. It won't happen again, I promise. No, it won't. I am taking a step back from this. Obviously, you have a lot to figure out, Stanley. I'm giving you the time and space you need to figure them out. He silently watched her. He felt like an ogre. He wanted to kick himself. Food is ready, she sat down to eat. He stifled a chuckle, not because he was not feeling bad, but because he had to look at the food twice and question why feeding him after he hurt her was important to her. To answer your question, I did not poison it. She thought he needed time to figure things out, his feelings and his emotions. Yes, that may be true, but he was also sure he wouldn't be able to figure them out if she was far away from him. He needed her. We are leaving tonight, right? There was no reason for them to continue staying since they were taking a break. Stanley looked at her. They were not leaving, he thought. There was no way he was going to let them live like this, with all that hurt she must be feeling inside. He needed time to find a way to make amends. The chopper is in Lagos, my dad is using it, which was true anyway. She nodded and turned to the food. They basically ate in silence, or he ate, but she was very lost in her thoughts, merely toying with the food. She watched him drop his cutlery and picked up his phone, beeping wildly. He smiled as he chatted away with whomever was at the end of the line. She grew irritated and stood up and began clearing the place, but she could still hear the vibration and the beep from his phone. She wondered if that was Betty, IJ, or some other girl she did not know about. She nearly lost her life because some girl he must have given some kind of hope to was jealous enough to try to get rid of her. Yet here he was on the phone with yet another woman from his harem of women. Or was he talking to Tinu? She had planned to tell him about the episode with Tinu, but she was too angry to say anything to him yet. Maybe she would do so later when she was calmer. She had given him space to figure out his feelings. Maybe he thought it was time to rekindle old flame or find a new one. Someone who would offer him her body at the blink of an eye without demands or promises, or just for the promises only a billionaire like him could offer. Money. After all, he had assured her he wasn't sex-starved. Enough! She screamed at herself silently. She was getting worked up over nothing. Even if he was looking for his next affair or talking to Tinu, there was literally nothing she could do about it. Something in the way he dealt with the poor girl must have given her the assurance that he would marry her. Without thinking, she dumped the place she was about to wash. Enough of her slaving over him. She was bullied and hurt today because of him. So enough of her slaving over him. She had thought he'd be sober after their talk, but he seemed to be in a gleeful mood, chatting away on his phone and smiling at whoever. She walked up to him and he looked up. I cooked, you clean. She began to walk away. She was only sorry she had already washed up all the pots and other utensils she used to cook while waiting for him to come home. All that was left were the very few plates they used to eat. He smiled. I'll get someone to clean up in the morning. I wasn't raised to leave dirty dishes overnight in the sink. I wasn't raised to wash dishes, he smiled. She stared at him, mouth agape. I'll get someone over this night to clean up. Of course, was Adibola's son, grandson to great Adibola, and son to John Dagogo Silver. Civil engineering guru was raised to do bigger things than do dishes. Feeling a bit ashamed that she let her jealousy get that far, she walked out of the kitchen. Summer, wait! She heard him call and she stopped. I hope that didn't sound conceited. She turned, mustering all her strength. You are Stanley Dagogo Silver after all. I am more mortified than offended. She left.
In the still of the night, I think of you. My heart beats with every thought of you. You're the one I can't let go in your arms. find my home. Love, sweet love.